Hello everyone! Today I am sharing with you a tutorial on how to create this sea glass Hues centerpiece for my summer tablescape for this month. It is beautiful, so unique, and a great impact piece for any event you have going on this summer. And more importantly, it's really easy to do. So let's see how it's done. Now to get started with this, I'm using this vase as my main glass element that will be the feature. And it's important to identify this piece first so you can better prepare the other elements you're going to need. So the first thing you need to decide is what vase are you going to use. Now I have this large piece that I picked up, of course, at the thrift store. And why I picked this one is because it's tall, but also it has a very wide area inside, so it has a lot more room for the sea glass to fill in and create a little bit more interest. Now, part of the reason I chose a wide mouth element here is because what we'll have to do is use one of these basic clear cylinders. This is a taller one that I picked up from the dollar store. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it upside down and I'm going to put it inside my vase. Now it doesn't lay completely flat, but it's pretty darn close. So I'm going to leave it as is. And what this does is this allows us to put the filler along the edges so you don't have to spend as much money and fill up the entire vase. This takes up some of the room on the inside, and also that means that the price to create this is going to be a lot cheaper. Now the dollar store is great because it also has shorter ones, so if you had other plans or different size vases, these are readily available to you. And also they're always at my local Goodwill and my local thrift stores, usually for about $1 a piece. The reason I just say get the dollar store ones are because they're $1, so it's about the same price unless you get it on sale at the thrift store. They're already cleaned, you don't have to worry about it. Now, regarding the sea glass fillers, I have an assortment of different color shades because I like to mix them. I don't like them all looking the same. Mine all came from Michael's, and part of the reason is that I've just been going over a while, and I might buy something on sale, so I can't use my coupon, so I get these sea glass fillers with my coupon. To be honest, I've never ever... I don't remember ever seeing them on sale. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but it's hard to tell exactly how much you need just because they're all different shapes and sizes. So I got an assortment of different ones, and I figured I'll return whatever I don't open. I also purchased some of these. They're a lot smaller. They're tiny treasures, and these are in the, I want to say the miniature section, but I got them in 2 different colors, and I bought them as mostly just a backup because see how small they are? I'm worried that with some of these larger glass pieces, there will be more room in between them. So for right now, they're on standby as backup. Now the main color palette that I'm working with is this kind of lighter mixed shade. So I'm going to be starting and opening with those first and putting them along the bottom. Now, I'm working on one of my crafty folding tables. I've got an apron on, I've got the table cover because we are working with glass, and while I don't have any reason to believe they would sell sharp glass, especially since it's supposed to be a filler, you never know. So just make sure you have a careful setup just to make sure no little ones or creatures will be in there. Obviously, some scissors will be helpful too to get into this. Now, I'm just going to open them one at a time to start with, mostly on account of I just want to get a general idea of how much one bag covers. So this is the first bag I'm going to be doing. It's 16 ounces. I'm just going to snip this open. And you want to be gentle as you put it in here because this is glass going in with glass. So what I'm doing is I am just simply... trying not to break it. Whew. And getting along the edges just so we can start stabilizing that vase that's going to be playing a giant filler for us. Oh. really worried I'm gonna like break something here. And what I'm doing is with my other hand, I'm just trying to hold this down to be a little bit more stable. Now, as my hands are going in here and picking up more of this glass to drop in here, I can feel some rough edges, so be careful if you're trying this project with little ones or with creatures around, because there are some sharp little pieces that are coming up, so just be mindful of that. Okay, I'll get these last pieces. Alright, so we just emptied out bag number 1. And pick this up so you can see this is how much it covered. So I'm really glad with the quantity that I bought because it's almost nothing. And keep in mind that's with this filler in here too. So that's it's going to be a lot of sea glass in here, and I suspect it'll be very heavy, and that's okay. I did try to get a sturdy glass, and if you don't already know, always pick up these big glasses when they're full with water or anything else by the base. Never try to pick them up by the top when they're full. Very dangerous. So now that I know that there is a lot more to go, I'm going to open up a few other colors so I can mix them in as we're going, and I'm going to create myself a little I'll say a pile. So we've got a mixed one here. And I'm only going to put a little bit of those in. And then I have a blue and white one. This is a darker blue, I should say darker blue. And I say white like it's actually white. It's mostly just clear. And then I'm also going to open up some of these because I like this light green. And just so you know, these were the bigger ones, these bigger elements here, these were $5.99 for 28 ounces. And the little ones were 16 ounces, and I want to say they were $2 or $3 each. So do mind the pricing on these and see where it lands. With the coupon, you know, you want to make sure you're using whatever is most economical. I believe once I worked it out that these were cheaper than the other ones, but I can't remember exactly. So just make sure you do your homework. So I'm going to take a few of these, I'll say seafoam green, and I make a nice little layer on top, and a few more over here. And then I want to get a few of these darker ones in. And the reason I like the darker ones is just so it creates some interesting contrast. And what's important to take away from this next part, I'm going to have it on kind of like a triple speed because it takes a while to just gently put these in, but what I want you to take away is I am mix and matching the different colors, the different sizes, the different shapes that I got, so it's all kind of just this beautiful mix of different hues of sea glass, which is the goal for this particular look. However, I had debated doing like a cool ombre, like with the darker ones at the bottom and then kind of working its way up lighter at the top, but I didn't feel like the collection of sea glass that I had made the most sense for that. But make sure to mix yours up if you are trying to recreate the look that I'm doing, because it makes it more interesting to look at and creates just beautiful light, just ambiance while it's got a candle in it and the sun shining. So this is full now. I did not end up using these little ones, so they're going to go back and be returned. I also did not use this pack and this pack. With that being said, I did use 2 of the 28 ounce ones, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these little ones. And I also have a nice little section on the top so I can put my candles in. Now, there are going to be some pieces that are too big, depending on the base that you use, to pass through the size or the sides of these, the clear base that's in here. And what I did is I just put those aside, And then once you got to the top, you just put the larger pieces on top. For me, it was just a little too narrow at this neck for some of them to pass through, and that's no trouble. You just put them on top to cover it up. Now right now, it is pretty heavy as it is. I will probably wait to put the water on until it's on the table, just so it's easier to move and it's a little bit safer. But I just wanted you guys to see how easy it was to create this amazing look with just some sea glass. Now, if you happen to live in a place where you can get sea glass for cheap in bulk, oh my gosh, you can make a crazy number of awesome things with it. But I just wanted you to see that there is a nice way to incorporate sea glass without it being too cheesy or anything. And then once the candles and everything are on top, it's going to look amazing. Okay, so I'm just pouring in some water gently, and I want you to see, especially at the top here, it's really pretty, how much just a little bit of water can change. It really just softens everything and makes it look like it's been preserved in this beautiful vase. Do you have to have water? No, but for the floating candle to really work, it obviously needs some water. And I apologize for the little bit of graininess on this. I'm recording this on my phone on the fly here, but I just wanted you to take a look at how lovely that glass looks, even though it's not the clearest picture with the sun going through it and everything else on the tablescape. Like, it just looks gorgeous. It looks like one of those resin centerpieces where like somebody sealed in a bunch of beautiful sea glass. Now, I put a pretty decent sized disc candle at the top to float, and I think that's enough. I was debating putting some votives down at the bottom, but I was thinking of using this as a daytime look, so I don't think the votives were necessary. It's your call on if you want to use them or not. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tablescape, and make sure you are very careful. I made sure to use a turkey baster to pull out some water when I'm breaking down this centerpiece or anything with a lot of submerged heavy elements in it like this. It does take a little bit of time, but the safety net that this provides is worth it. And essentially you just kind of keep taking it down and taking out the glass until you can get that center vase that's working as a giant filler out carefully without breaking anything. But other than that, it's a pretty straightforward project. So make sure you like this video if you enjoyed watching this or inspired to do anything by this. Oh, excuse me. And I'd love to know what you guys think of sea glass on tablescapes. Is it overdone, not done enough? For summertime, I'm not normally a fan of it, but once I got inspired to do this, I was like, yes, I can make this work. So I hope this maybe changes your mind, but let me know in the comment section down below how you incorporate sea glass, if at all, in your summer table decor or home decor. Make sure to subscribe so you can see all of my 2017 tablescape challenges. I have a DIY for each one, and they're just getting cooler and cooler, and before you know it, the holidays will be here, and I have crazy plans for holidays this year. So make sure to subscribe so you can get all of the updates as soon as they go live.